So what now then for old Anthony Joshua? What is the AJ situation and who will be the opponent in front of him the next time he graces the ring? Alright, yeah, well I fucking hope not. Oh, well actually, no, I'm up for that fight to be fair. Do you fancy that fight, Jake? See how you get on, bruv. Best of luck. Anyway, now on April the 16th, the saviour of boxing, Mr. Turki Al-Sheikh, posted this photo and it got the whole world double pumped up, yes. After much speculation about his next move, it looked as though the decision had finally been made and he was next in line to fight the winner of the colossal undisputed Fury versus Usyk. This post signified to us that should Tyson Fury be victorious in that fight, the boxing fans would finally get the monster heavyweight British matchup that has been in the pipeline for absolutely fucking ages. And it would be for nothing less than the historical undisputed. Yes, it don't get no bigger and better than that, does it? But then again, failing this, it may just be the trilogy with Usyk, which now has a lot more intrigue than a year ago due to the recent form of AJ, who's looking as dangerous as ever and seems to have found a new lease of life with Ben Davison. But just as boxing does time and time again, it all changed in a heartbeat barely days later when Joshua was interviewed by TalkSport in one of his rare appearances.
Well, that's word on the streets. It's going to be in London, Wembley Stadium. This is what I'm being told. So if that's what they say, they normally back their word. So yeah, let's go with that. Wembley, September the 20th or 21st, 22nd, sometime in there. We've got Philip Hrgovic versus Daniel Dubois. You've got Zhang, Zhili versus Deontay Wilder. So providing one of those look good, the one who looks the best, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh is saying, I want you to fight.
So there we are, yes, great for the old British fans, innit? We're back to Wembley, baby. Get your tickets up on the old Jubilee line and try not to get fucking mugged. Fantastic. So now not only is Joshua apparently returning home for a monstrous fight against one of the 5 versus 5 winners, but it looks like the incredible Saudi Arabia spectacle will be pitching up in London for the very first time as well. Meaning this is very likely to be another sensational card. How's about another 5 versus 5 at Wembley? Yes, please, that might just be the case. I mean, look at these two now. It's beautiful, isn't it? They used to get on like a fat bloke in a triathlon and now they're playing fucking Jenga together. You can't believe it, can you? But anyway, yes, what's the crack then? How did it all change so drastically in the space of a few days? Or did we just read this wrong? Did it just mean he's simply ready for Fury Usyk when the time comes instead of he's ready for Fury Usyk next? I don't bloody know, to be honest. Ultimately though, Fury and Usyk do have a rematch clause, and yes, there was talk at one point that this may be squashed for Joshua to slot in next, but maybe it's been decided the rematch is actually a good idea. And maybe it's a sure thing for both Fury Usyk fights to happen in Saudi Arabia, leaving Joshua to fly the Saudi flag back in Britain sometime in September. Either way, the real question is, who does he end up fighting out of this heavy lineup? Well, let's have a look, shall we? So even though the Undisputed may have a rematch clause, the IBF are insisting they will be stripping the winner, meaning the mandatory Hrgovic will be next in line to challenge for it, and also meaning Daniel Dubois is in contention as well as they go to battle on June the 1st. AJ's well-documented goal since losing the titles to Usyk has been reclaiming a belt to make himself 3-time world champion, so it's easy to assume he'll pick the winner of this fight since a world title will be on the line. But it's not quite as simple as that, because look who's back in town, baby.
The ultimate thing of it all, what I'm excited about, is that I'm working with people that want to see that monster, that want to see that killer, that won't judge me for saying I want to kill a man and put him on my record. But being able to do this, be with the Saudis, to bring that, you know, give me that green light and say, we want that killer back. Man, it's like the icing on the cake. It's like a dream come true. And the things that I've been through, now it's time for me to be selfish.
Yes, here he is, people, the Bronze Bomber. So just off topic, he is a strange one, old Deontay. We all want to see the Bronze Bomber back to ferocious ways, of course, but the last time he nearly did have a body on his record when he made Hellenius look like an extra from Shaun of the fucking Dead, he ended up crying in the post-fight presser because he was worried for Hellenius' safety. So we just don't know with him these days. Maybe this punch and the reaction from Hellenius took something out of Deontay that night. It may explain a lot of things like the inactivity and the poor Parker performance, who knows. But yes, regardless, now he's talking like a man who wants a resurgence, and it's great news for the fans. We don't want to see the tranquil bomber all lovey-dovey having a fucking chamomile tea between rounds. No, sort yourself out, you big long pencil. We want to see the Bronze Bomber, baby. Yes, body on the record. Till this day, me costume weighed me tiny little legs down, otherwise I'd have knocked his fucking block off. Yes, bring him back. Cause let's be honest, if Wilder did manage to get the win over Zhang in his usual dramatic fashion, then for argument's sake Hrgovic beats Dubois, it's double likely nostalgia may just get the better of the fans. Because answer me this, what attracts more eyeballs, a world title fight against the lesser known Hrgovic, who tends to often have slow and quite underwhelming fights, or a trip down memory lane to the one we should have got years ago? An absolute don't blink, watch out, guarantee someone's getting knocked fucking spark out kind of fight against the bronze bomber, baby, in our Wembley Stadium of all places. I certainly know which one I want to see, and AJ even acknowledged this himself.
The one who looks the best, His Excellency Taki Al-Sheikh is saying, I want you to fight.
So the factors in play for this September date extend way past world titles, because just as Turkey wants to bring a slice of Saudi Arabia to the US with this cracking Terence Crawford card, he also wants to bring the same slice to the UK, and will put on a show that gets every man and his dog watching it all unfold. Out of these four, there's only one man who does this on the biggest scale possible, Mr. Bomb Squad, baby. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, because it's no easy feat against the heavy hitting Silit Bang. Regardless of Wilder's power, it still may take a lot to keep this man down. So in a nutshell, yes, we all want the Fury fight, but on paper all these fights are very intriguing, meaning it's a win-win for us fans. Zhang, Wilder and Dubois are particularly heavy-handed, and although AJ is on a roll with 4 solid wins, there's no two ways about it. He ain't faced someone with one-punch knockout power for quite a long time. In fact, it probably goes all the way back to Andy Ruiz. Then again, even he may not hit as hard as these boys. And then there's Hrgovic, who may not possess quite the same power as the other three, but he's still sneaky good, very experienced and gunning for a world title as well, which makes this fight no sure thing either. Now if I had to make one of my pony little predictions, I'd expect Zhang and Hrgovic to do the business in the 5 versus 5, and this is what the bookies expect as well. So if this is the case, why the bloody hell would you bother fighting Zhang? Fuck that, he's got nothing to offer AJ, no world titles, and he comes equipped with lethal power in a southpaw stance. No thank you. So yes, if this is the outcome, Hrgovic will obviously get the nod, allowing AJ the chance to get a belt back. And how does that fight play out? Well, looking on, you've got to say with the explosiveness AJ showed in the Wallin and Ngannou fights, he's very likely to cause Hrgovic all sorts of problems, because Hrgy puts his shots together well, but he's never shown to be the quickest. And in the Silit Bang and McKean fight, he got hit very easily. He may have a good chin, old Hrgy, but I think it may just come unstuck this time around with the speed and power of the Brit. I reckon we'll soon find out. But maybe there's another scenario in all this that we haven't discussed yet, and it come to my attention through good old Nick Pete on the Blinding Fight Disciples poddage.
I think that's what will happen if Usyk wins. If Usyk wins, Usyk Fury will have to go again. The IBF will strip their belts, give it to AJ versus to fight Dubois Hrgovic winner in the UK. I think if Fury wins, all those bets are off. The rematch won't happen, and Fury will get pushed straight towards AJ.
So yes, if Fury does win, will all this Hrgovic, Dubois, Wilder and Zhang talk go straight out the window? Well, very possibly, since it is the biggest fight that can be made by an absolute mile. And I don't think the double excellent Turkey's going to be wasting any more time now. He let the Joshua Wilder fight slip through his fingers by giving them both fights beforehand, but should the opportunity present itself this time around, he'll probably snap it up pronto. However, if this scenario were to happen, will it be on this proposed date in Wembley Stadium? Because that will mean Frank versus Eddie 5 versus 5, with the main event being Joshua Fury. Fucking sign me up. Us Brits obviously hope it is, because it's an all British affair, but then again, it's such a monstrous fight and such an advertisement for Saudi Arabia that maybe they'd want that one back on Saudi territory to make a huge statement. And of course, the other question is, will it be for the undisputed, or will the IBF stay true to their word and send it Hrgovic's way after Fury Usyk? Well, on that point, who gives a bollock? IBF can go and fucking whistle. Just give us Fury Joshua. We don't give a monkeys about the belts. This is much deeper than that, yes. However, once again, this is reliant on Fury actually beating Usyk. And just like Parker upsetting the Wilder plans, Usyk's fully intent on wrecking everyone's plans and cleaning up. So ultimately, AJ looks to be returning home in September, and I personally never thought we'd see him or Fury on British soil ever again. But there we are, what the fuck do I know? Anyway, thanks for watching, see you all soon. Don't forget about the fucking Sparko store. Love you lots, take care, peace out.